When you raise livestock, sooner or later you will encounter problems. The majority of calves are born healthy and vibrant with good instincts, but every so often one comes along that's not that lucky. That's what we're dealing with today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. I think we are done with calving. There were 2 cows that never gave birth, but as soon as I turned the bulls out, they went right to those very 2 cows and started giving them a lot of attention. So to me, that's a pretty good indicator that those cows are not bred, or I mean, they might be bred now, but not bred for this year. The last calf was born out here, I think the day after I turned the bulls out. So the reason that any of this matters is that this little calf is pretty weak. I don't think he's eating very good. And anyway, he's having a pretty tough time. So his biggest problem is probably that he's having a very hard time standing up. So I think that is translating into he is not really able to nurse very well. So what I'm going to attempt to do, or what I have been attempting to do, is give him a little bit of milk from the bottle. Normally I would lock him up with his mom, put her in the squeeze chute and help him nurse, but he can't stand up, then that's not really going to work. If things don't start getting better though, I probably will lock them up together just so she can't get too far from him, because I'm starting to notice that more often than not when I come out here, she is nowhere to be found and he's laying in mostly the same spot, the same area. He's in the shade, so I think that's good. But anyway, so I'm going to try to feed him, see if I can get him to swallow anything, and just kind of cross your fingers for this guy. I don't know how this is going to turn out. Like right now, in fact, let me show you. So here he is, a good little Black Angus calf, and you can see his ears are perked up. He's alert. He's watching me, kind of. So those are good signs, but his belly is pretty sunk in still. I can tell that he's weak. His nose is dry, so I don't think he's getting much to eat. So I'm hoping if I can supplement him a little bit with this bottle, that he'll get enough strength and be able to nurse on his mom a little bit better. So that's what we're gonna try. Anyway, I don't know. We'll see if it works. So when I'm dealing with a sick calf like this, a lot of times you guys will see me pet them. And that's not just to be nice. The reason that I do that is because it simulates what it would feel like for the calf, like if the mother was licking it. So not only does that, I think, comfort them a little bit, but it also helps stimulate them as well. So the first job with this little guy was to try to get him to stand up, just to kind of judge his strength and get an idea of where he was at. When it became clear that standing up was probably not a viable option, we moved on to plan B, which was just to give the calf the bottle while he was laying down. Now, it may look like I'm being a little rough with him as I sort of wrestle that nipple into his mouth, but you have to remember that this is not a natural way for him to eat, so his normal reaction is to resist me. But after we get the nipple in his mouth and he starts to suckle and realize that he's getting some food, then he seems to like it and kind of go to town on that bottle. All right, so I ran back in the barn here just to get out of the wind again because, yeah, you wouldn't have been able to hear anything I was saying out there. So I don't know how well that showed on video. He drank probably around a pint, maybe not quite. So for a 3-day-old calf, I think that's pretty good. And I don't want to give him so much that he's like engorged and full because I still want him to attempt to nurse his mom. So it's kind of a fine line. I want to give him enough to where he can start to build a little bit of strength, but I want to withhold enough because I don't want to become mom. I want mom to be mom. So that's kind of the idea there. But he definitely got a little bit. So I don't know. He's very weak though. He can't really stand up. So cross your fingers, knock on wood. I don't know. Honestly, I don't have a lot of hope for this calf, but we're going to try. We're going to do everything that we can to help him kind of get over the hump here. So what else can you do? It's the next day now, and not much has changed with the calf. He is still alive, which is good. You know, still has perked up ears. I'd say the biggest positive from today is that now mom is out here with him. So, I mean, at least we know she cares a little bit. But let's get a closer look at him. So she's a little antsy because I moved the other cows down to the other pasture. But as you can see, he's still pretty alert, you know, but just real weak. So the only thing I really know to do for him is just give him another little shot from the bottle. I think what I'll do after today, well, tomorrow morning, I'll lock him and mom up in a smaller pen. And my hope would be that when he does get strong enough to get up, I mean, every time I find him, he's in a different spot, so I know he walks around a little bit. But I'm hoping that he does nurse. And also, what I really also need to do is milk her into the bottle, because if somebody doesn't start taking her milk, she's going to dry up, and then she's going to not be much good to me as a mom. So just looking at her bag, I don't think that he's nursed at all. So I don't want to be giving him the bottle, but if it's that or nothing, then we're going to give it to him. So I'm going to give him another little shot here, and my hope is that maybe by tomorrow, maybe we can get her in the chute, and maybe he'll be strong enough by then to sort of stand up and we can get him going. Well, it's more of the same today. I try to get the bottle in his mouth, and all he wants to do is fight until he realizes that he's getting some food, and then he quits fighting and he starts eating. I think the biggest difference today is that we're doing all this under the watchful eye of mom, and she is not real happy about this situation, but so far she is letting it happen. At this point, the only thought going through my head is I hope she doesn't change her mind. All right, guys, so that right there is why you want to spend a lot of time around your animals and have at least some level of trust, because if that mom decided to, she could have knocked me out pretty quick and easily. But you know, you could see I was not going to take my eye off of her, but she never looked aggressive to me, so I just went ahead and kept up with what I was doing, because it actually went pretty well this go around. On this bottle, when I had it full, it was up to here, and he's got it all the way down to almost at the bottom here. I think you can see that. So that is almost 2 quarts, which is about double what he ate yesterday. So we've got a long ways to go, but that is encouraging to me that his appetite seems to be improving. So like I say, we got a lot of work here, but I think things are maybe moving in the right direction. Anyway, I'm going to continue to update you guys on this little calf, and just we'll kind of follow along with this progress. And if you guys have any suggestions, I know a lot of you raise cattle as well. If you have any suggestions on what I could do to help this little guy out, feel free to let me know. Let me know down in the comments, and I'm open to any ideas. So I think that's going to do it for this time. Thanks for hanging out in the corral with me, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.